Hi. In this fourth volume, Shakun Khanna talks about the challenges in learning and development, especially with reference to the multi-generation workforce. I wanted to have your views on learning and how will learning be affected, how the technologies, new technologies will be integrated, what will be the total approach which will have to change going forward in future as far as learning and development delivery is concerned.
So the perspective of the modern day learner is completely evolved. Today people want to be learned. However, there is a dichotomy. Modern day learners don't want to learn anything, they don't want to search anything, and they don't want to remember anything. Therefore, these are the three biggest challenges that any chief learning officer or any learning professional has to keep in mind while devising the learning strategy of the organization. So therefore we talk about just in time learning, just in quantity learning, just in hand learning, and just in relevance learning. What it means is that modern technologies can enable learning frameworks whereby people can get to learn something right at the time where that learning is required to be applied. So for example, if I am a salesperson and I am about to sign a contract with a particular kind of a customer, can the system enable me to learn a thing or two that might be relevant in signing of that contract? So that's just in time learning. The other piece is that people don't like the prelude and the conclusion of that learning. They just want that bite-sized learning. Tell me what is important and relevant and just be done with it. And that's why that bite-sized learning is important. So that's something that technology is enabling today. The other thing is just in hand learning, which means that learning systems have to be agnostic of any kind of devices. I should be able to learn on my mobile, my iPad, through a public device, in whichever environment. So therefore having a cloud platform that is agnostic and provides me the seamless learning experience across devices is going to be important. And lastly, it is about the relevance. Can machine learning and artificial intelligence enable a learning ecosystem which could keep on feeding me things which are relevant, which is pretty much something that we are used to when we use an Instagram or a Facebook or even Google for that matter. Depending upon our interest and the context that we are in, it keeps on evolving and changing. And that's what the new age technology is actually bringing to the table in terms of the learning ecosystems.
You raised a very important and relevant issue. In this era of Google, what is people have an access to most of the learning material. So why they should be interested in learning from the organization? They will say that, yeah, I can learn anything. How do we incentivize learning to in accordance with the organization's needs?
Yes, and it is true. When I started as a learning professional many years ago, content or knowledge used to be the king. Today, you are right that content is freely available. It is about the context of the content. The only reason that organizations need to invest in learning technologies and learning ecosystem is that whatever learning is being imparted or being acquired by the employees has to be relevant to the business and the context of that organization. It is a matter of compliance, it is a matter of culture, and more importantly, it is a matter of competitiveness. So therefore, organizations will need to invest in that. Otherwise, the learners can get overwhelmed. And the other thing is that there will be no consistency in terms of the organizational capabilities that are being built. So in a very fluid environment, we still want cultural context to the competitive advantage that we want to build through learning. That being said, having an open source access to learning environments is very critical and important. Most of the reputed new age technologies, and I work for Oracle, so including Oracle technologies, today are agnostic of the source of knowledge. It's about creating an experience around that knowledge which is engaging for the learner.
So how do we incentivize?
Uh, More than the how part of it, I think it is why should we incentivize. More and more people are eager to learn, and you took an example of Google earlier, and they reach out to the knowledge or the learning that they require just in time. So it's not about incentivizing as much as it is about enabling the learning. So organizations should look at that whenever that learning is required, it should be enabled, it should be available for the employees on the go wherever they are. So then there is no need of incentivization. I think incentivization of learning is a little primitive concept now, because that was the time when we used to prepare in advance for an eventuality that will hit. And that's to my earlier point of just in time learning, because the person is always already eager because he or she needs that knowledge at that point in time. It's just being there, so to say.
Thank you, Shakun. It has been wonderful talking to you, and I'm sure that me as well as other co-professionals will be greatly benefited by your ideas. Thank you so much for your time.
Pleasure is all mine. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much, and all
Thank
the
you.
best to you.